This episode of Spectre Sound Studios is brought to you by DistroVid.
Don't listen to Trey Xavier.
I would agree, especially when it comes to hair care tips.
Gibsons were headless before it was cool.
Hey man, that's a feature, not a bug.
Yes, I fondle strings, drink milk, and need diapers, but at least I have my dignity, unlike bass players.
Hey everybody, that's Tyler Larson from Music Is Win. Tyler, thanks so much for stopping by.
Guitar built from top quality aircraft certified epoxide material. That sounds pretty durable, and the sound of the guitar itself is quite astonishing too.
Oh yes, the rough guitar I reviewed last week. Phenomenal instrument. Dude, the sound is not coming from the guitar. The initial push-off is absolutely, but the sound is in the speaker. And if you were blown away by that tone I was getting in that video, there is a free impulse response of that tone that you can get for absolutely nothing. All you got to do is click the link and say yes. That's it, and it's yours to keep forever. It's my way of saying thanks to you.
Of course you're being paid to say that it is the best. Sorry, I tested one to play clean. That must be the test when you compare shit to wood and sounds horribly. Guys in the comments, this is what a paid promo is supposed to be. Compare this with wood. You guys are being taken to the garbage of music, and be ouse of this guy and others. You are believing that now the bad is good. I'm worried about the future of music.
And I'm worried about the future of literacy.
Hey Glenn, could you do a video for 13 ways not to suck at being a front of house engineer and doing sound checks, both band and engineer?
That sounds like an interesting video. I don't know if I'm really qualified to make that video. I mean, I've definitely been to enough shows where the sound was terrible, but that usually has something to do with the band as well. Not bringing quality fucking gear. I don't know. Truth is, I don't do a lot of front house mixing because when Saw Studio finally went to the live version called SAC, and it was amazing. You could run everything in real time. Well, this is before anybody else really had anything that could do it. You know, I was showing up to gigs with my whole rig and all these amazing plugins. You know, we got the monitors going super loud. It sounded great. None of the bands, none of those cheap motherfuckers wanted to pay me a fucking dime. Everybody wanted a free copy of the recording of that evening's festivities, but nobody wanted to pay me anything. Oh, just give me a rough copy. Just give me a rough copy. Motherfucker, there is no rough copy. So that's my experience with being a front of house engineer. Yeah, don't fucking bother because you're probably not going to get paid.
So glad I'm a multi-instrumentalist. Every time you rant about guitarists, I'm a singer. When you rant about singers, I'm a bass player. When you rant about bass players, I'm a drummer. And when you rant about drummers, I'm a guitar player again.
Man, I'd hate to see your bank balance.
The whole regression to pedals after so much rap technology was coming out was insane to me. And then today, where they charge more for a single piece of crap $35 pedal than an insanely powerful DSP systems.
Oh, I don't know how true that is. I mean, like, some guys just like analog pedals, that's for sure. You know, I do remember in the early 90s reading a lot of Digitech ads and some ART systems and whatnot. I remember trying out some Digitech gear and really not being too impressed with it. So there is that, you know, there was a big tendency to stuff as much stuff as possible into these little racks. And they, honestly, a lot of them didn't sound very good. These days, of course, yes, we've got some really amazing stuff. I mean, like a Pod Go is going to do some really amazing stuff. However, Pod Go is not going to do what this is going to do. This is called the Northern Mauler. This is my pedal I did with Rev, and we're going to be releasing this on November the 3rd. You're going to see a video about that, detailing what it's all about. And yes, this is definitely a really cool piece of gear, and it's kind of unique in the world of distortion pedals. Stay tuned for that one. Hey guys, real quick, this episode of Spectre Sound Studios has been brought to you by DistroKid's brand new service, DistroVid. It works just like DistroKid does, but the bass players aren't quite understanding the subtle metaphor of the title. This one's made with video in mind. It'll get your music videos out onto services such as Apple Music, Amazon, Tidal, and Vivo, and lets you upload as many videos as you want and only costs $99 a year. And you keep 100% of your earnings. Now, what's more, DistroVid doesn't accept half-assed crap like lyric videos, or still images, or slideshows put to music. They want real, actual music videos. Hooray! The interface makes it super easy to get going and takes the stress and tedium out of uploading to multiple platforms at once. Now, what's really cool is that DistroVid members get included in Vivo, which means you get the official Vivo watermark on YouTube. Vivo also lets people watch your music videos on different platforms, including Roku, Samsung and LG smart TVs, Comcast, and more. And DistroVid even allows for custom release dates. If you've got an awesome music video you want the world to see, go check out DistroVid today. Link is in the description below. Now back to the show.
Is it smart to alienate the very people who watch your videos and support your channel? Probably not.
Well, most of the people who watch my videos and support the channel are smart enough to realize that I may challenge their beliefs with actual evidence and call them out when they're wasting money. That's kind of the whole point of the show, is consumer advocacy. Look, if you're expecting me to kiss your ass, it's just not going to happen. I've always told the fucking truth, and I don't care whose feelings it hurts. It's not about your fucking feelings, it's about saving you money. Now, if you can't handle that, that's fine. There are a lot of other channels that will cater to you and stick their nose so far up your ass, you'll feel like you're walking on a cloud. If that's what you want, go elsewhere. You want the truth? Stick around. It's gonna be fun.
Are you a guitarist or a collector? That just made me reevaluate my whole life. Thank you, Angry Sound Guy.
Once again, it's about finding the right instrument for you without breaking the bank. Sure, you can buy a name brand guitar that may be of questionable quality, but what do you really want it for? Do you want it to play, or you want to put it on a wall and sell it down the road 10 years from now at a profit? And there's nothing wrong with that. Just be sure what you're doing things for. And that's why I like working with small builders like the aforementioned rough guitar, because that was a beautiful instrument, definitely not cheap, but that is a studio workhorse, and it just plays brilliantly, feels great. And I've got nothing bad to say about it. That's a guitar I'm going to be playing 10 years from now, much like how I bought my Schecter Hellraiser back in, I don't know, 06, 07, something like that. And I've still got it to this day because it plays fucking great.
Silly question, Glenn. What size video monitor do you recommend? I see behind you, but I can't tell brand, size, and more importantly, resolution you'd suggest. Thank you, Leslie Paul, and no, I don't own a Gibson.
I've got a 32-inch Pro Art behind me, mainly because of the color technology and because I can grade my videos on this accurately. That's why I got that. It's a 32-inch screen. I can definitely shrink it down to 4K resolution, but then things get a little bit too tiny, especially, you know, my age when I've got to wear glasses. So I actually run this at about, what's the screen resolution I run this at? 1 second. Now, I'm running this at 2860 by 1440. Things are blown up a little bit. That's one thing I do like about the Mac OS. You can rescale things and it looks very sharp and very clear. It's a very comfortable resolution to work at. Yes, I can get a lot more real estate if I want, but I really don't see the need. And then again, some guys really like 2 monitors. I never quite understood it, never quite got it. I'd always be the kind of guy who'd want one of them in the center and then 2 on the other sides, but that would fuck with my stereo imaging for mixing, so it's kind of a bit of a trade-off at this point. You know, we're at Andy Sneap's place. He had his monitor set up. He had a gigantic monitor, must have been 60 inches at least, set on the same horizontal plane as his monitor. So, you know, maybe that's the case. I might want to try that at some point, get something massive and mount it to the wall back there. That might actually work. Remains to be seen. Yeah, I might try that out one day. We'll see. But generally, when it comes to your screen, remember this. You're going to be spending an awful lot of time looking into it, so don't cheap out.
Glenn, saying that the speakers are 85 to 90% of the tone is overstating. You're leaving out the pickups. They are the other half. Speakers might be 40 to 50%. Pickups are the microphones. You know how much difference microphones make. Just wait till Jim Lil gets to pickups.
I'm going to debate that right there. Actually, funny you mentioned that. I was just talking with Cream Tea Guitars. They were at Gear Street. They make a guitar with hot swappable pickups, and they're going to come on the show, and we're going to take a look at just how much difference pickups make. And this is the thing, unless you're talking about going from, like, say, single coil to humbucker, you're not going to hear that much of a difference, except in terms of output. Pickups are not equalizers. Yes, you might find some voiced ever so slightly different, but we're not talking about massive tonal differences like you would get, say, from going from a T75 to a greenback to one of the new vintage 30s to one of the fucking mid-2000s vintage 30s. Those have actual measurable results you can see on a frequency response graph, and yes, the differences are pretty fucking massive. Once again, if you want to hear how the new 2022 vintage 30s sound, grab that free impulse in the description below. Now, pickups are not microphones. Pickups are merely magnets. There's different windings, of course, different metals, sure, all that kind of stuff. But microphones are magnets with a diaphragm. There is no diaphragm on a pickup. I mean, like, pickups will give you clarity, that's for sure. No questions asked about that. Once again, I'll reference my Jackson Rhodes V. The stock pickups that came back were microphonic as fuck. We swapped them out for some EMGs, and that cleaned things right up, and I was ever so grateful for that, and that was a massive improvement. But did it change the overall sound of the guitar? No, it certainly didn't. And when I did that video there with the Harley Benton where I swapped the pickups around, it made like maybe a difference about that fucking big. So it's not like changing microphones around. I think you're overstating the impact of pickups. And I think that's something guitar players have kind of been hoodwinked into believing, is that pickups are going to make a massive difference. Once again, Cream Tea is going to step up in the next few weeks. I'm really looking forward to making that video and getting to the bottom of this.
Hey, Glenn. Glenn, do you think switching out the speaker on my Spider Jam 75 would improve the sound from the box-like sound I would get stock one, or is it a lost cause?
Now, you're talking about a modeling amp. I'm going to take a wild guess that might be a quote-unquote flat frequency response speaker in that. And you're going to be running different speaker models into that flat frequency response speaker. So probably not. You're better off probably getting rid of that Spider Jam and going with, say, a Pod Go or something like that and just recording direct. You're going to get far better results. Other alternatives, you know what? Go look for a 6505 combo, especially if you're in the EU, because those are dirt cheap and they can just sound ferocious. That you can change the speakers around in, like go put some Celestion EVHs in there or something like that, and you're going to get amazing fucking results. Good luck on your search, man, but please don't put more money into your Spider Jam 75.
I would say your comment on guitar videos. I would like you to do some tutorials on tone if you could. I've been watching your videos for a while now, and I just recently started recording. I am still lost. I've got good amp sims, just don't know how to dial them in.
Yeah, you know what? I've been thinking about doing this. I might do like a little 5-part downloader series called the Crash Course in Getting Great Metal Tone or something like that. Might be fun, and it's going to be just some short lessons about how to hook things up, how to get the proper levels, and all that kind of stuff. I'm actually going to be doing a thing on free amp sims and maybe how to dial that in as well. And that'll just be a video on the channel for everybody to check out too. So stay tuned for that. And yes, thanks so much for the request. I'm going to make that happen.
Glenn, hey bud, I love the channel, bro, but I have to say, man, I dig the way you play, and I'm always left with damn, I want more lol. So my question to you is, are you in any bands, or have you been in any bands that I could get hold of and listen to some up? Sorry, I know there's nothing to do with your video, but I just love the way you play, bro, and want more. Rock on, my friend Michael Penna from Oceanside, California.
Oceanside, California. I love that place. It's the home of Lost Tacos, home of the best burritos in Southern California. Yeah, every time me and Alex from Gear Gods go through Oceanside, it's like, dude, we got to go stop at Lost Tacos. That place is fucking great. If you're in the neighborhood, I highly recommend going. It's just awesome. Yeah, we usually wind up going with Garrett Peters as well. Sorry, getting a little off topic there. Now, I don't play guitar in a band. I did play in a guitar in a band, I don't know, like 95 to 97, something like that. A group called Dark Matter. But before that, I just used to be a vocalist. And I sang in a band called Chaos. I don't know if that stuff's creeping around or not. Maybe I can go find an old video clip or something like that. Back when I was a little bit thinner and a little more charismatic. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, charismatic. Okay. Yes, I did used to sing in a band. One of these days, I am going to revive the vocals and maybe sing on a cover or something like that. I'm just kind of kicking around some ideas as to what to do. Ty Christian's vocal lessons coming out next week, and I'm actually going to see if I can take that and make some improvements to my voice and see if I can hit the notes that I used to be able to do. So yeah, maybe stay tuned for that. Maybe we'll get to do some fun stuff on this show in terms of cover songs. Might be cool. Stay tuned. All right, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out this show's sponsor, DistroVid, especially if you want to get your music videos out there and you have a much better chance of getting noticed rather than doing it all the legwork by yourself. It just makes a lot of sense, especially if you're an indie band making music videos. Once again, we've also got that 2022 Vintage 30 download. It's absolutely free. Links in the description below. No cost to you whatsoever. That's just my way of saying thanks. And if you didn't check out last week's video, make sure you get it today. And another thing is, if you guys missed it, I did a video on Thursday about how to change out a speaker because I just had so many requests for it, and you can check that video out right here.